Ilocos region. Its literature is known as one of the most colorful regional Filipino literatures. Prior to Spanish colonial period, the Ilocano literature is purely alive in form of written and oral literature. Ancient poets express themselves through folk and war songs.
Father of Ilocano literature, Pedro Bocaneg, an author of the famous epic story of Biyag ni Lamang. The life of Pedro Bocaneg is like the epic story. He is blind since birth and found floating in the river when he is baby. Priests adopted him and baptized as Catholic. Even though Pedro is blind, he is grow up as smart and talented. He took lesson in Latin and Spanish and also learned the local dialect and Ilocano Isneg. Known to translate prayers and sermons in local language. Can do poem, song, and then story. Mother of Philippine women literature, Leonora Florentino. Poet in Spanish and Ilocano. She was really intelligent. She wasn't allowed to study due to her gender. She was tutored by her mother. At the age of 10, she can write poems in Ilocano and speak well in Spanish. Her work are known not only in the Philippines but throughout in the Europe. Her literary pieces are Rukonoy mean dedication, Naangaway, Akablaw mean good greetings, Nalpay ay Nama means banishing hope, and more. Most of her work got lost but preserved one are in the library in Madrid, Londres, at Paris.
Father of Filipino socialism, Isabelo de los Reyes, also known as Don Belon. He followed his mother's footsteps by initial turning to written as a career. Won an award at the age of 23 for his first written book. Become a journalist, editor, and publisher in Manila. Works of Isabelo de los Reyes: Marikit the Tramp, Bombay Story, Sing Sing Di Diego, Honor Story, Biblia Filipina, Philippine Bible, and many more.
Fernando Maramag was born to wealthy landowners on January 1893 in Ilagan. His father was Rafael Maramag and his mother was Victoria Mamuri. He wrote about the history of the English language in the Philippines. This enabled him to mine the secrets of English poetics, especially its technique. This is the one of famous poem of Maramag, Moonlight on Manila Bay. A light, serene, ethereal glory rests, its beams effulgent on each crestling wave. The silver touches on the moonlight wave, the deep bare bosom that the breeze molests, while lingering whispers deepen as the wavy crests roll with weird rhythm, now gay, now gentle grave, and floods of lambent light appear the sea to pave, all cast a spell that heeds not time's behest. Not always such the scene, the din of fight has swelled the murmur of the peaceful air. Here east and west have oft displayed their might. Dark battle clouds have dimmed the scene so fair. Here bold Olympia, one historic night, presaging freedom climb a people's care.
Edith El Tiempo is proclaimed as one of the Philippines' foremost writers in English. She was born on April 1919 in San Nicolas, Bayombong, Nueva Vizcaya. She is gifted in the use of the English language. Her poetry is hailed for its witty and complex wordplay. Bonsai. All that I love, I fold over once, and once again, and keep in a box, or a slit in a hollow post, or in my shoe. All that I love, why, yes, but for the moment, and for all time, both. Something that folds and keeps easy. Son's note, or dad's one gaudy tie. I wrote a picture of a queen, a blue Indian show, even a money pill. Its utter sublimation, a feat this heart's control, moment to moment, to scale all love down to a cup's hand size, till seashells are broken pieces from God's own bright teeth, and life and love are real, things you can run and breathless hand over to the merest child.
Amado Vera Hernandez, also known as Amante Hermani, Herminia de la Riva, and Julio Abril in his some works. He also called Makata ng Manggagawa. Born on September 1903 in Hagonoy, Bulacan, but grew up in Tondo, Manila. Rogelio R. Sicat. Sicat was born on June 26, 1940, in town of San Isidro in the province of Nueva Ecija. He is sometimes referred to as Rogelio Sicat. He uses Sicat as pen name to reflect on his Filipino identity. Gregorio C. Brillantes, from Camilig, Tarlac, one of the Philippine most popular writers in English. Also, Palangka Award Hall of Fame, and a multi-awarded fiction writer.
Calabarzon is one of the regions of the Philippines. Mars Ravelo. Mars Ravelo, born on October 9, 1916 in Tansa, Cavite. He was a Filipino comic book cartoonist. Mars Ravelo created some of the Filipino superheroes that we already know, such as Darna, Captain Barbell, Plastic Man, and Varga.
Dr. Jose Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal was a Filipino nationalist and polymath during the tail end of the Spanish colonial period of the Philippines. Rizal became a writer and a key member of the Filipino propaganda movement, which advocated political reforms for the colony under Spain. The literary piece of our national hero. Literary pieces: No Limitang Hire, El Filibusterismo, Mi Ultimo Adios, Kundi Man. Bienvenido Lumbera. Bienvenido Lumbera is from Batangas and a Filipino poet, critic, and dramatist. He is a national artist of the Philippines and a recipient of the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Journalism, Literature, and Creative Communications. He won numerous literary awards, including the National Books Award from the National Book Foundation and the Carlos Palanca Memorial Awards. These are the literary pieces of Bienvenido Lumbera. Literary pieces: Cabel, The Yayas Lalabay, Servants, Sadness, Magic, Eulogy of Roaches.
Lucio D. San Pedro. He was a composer and a multi-talented musician. He was best known for his musical composition Sa Ugoy ng Duyan and the symphonic poem Lahing Kayo Manggi. Paz Marquez Benitez, born in 1894 in Lucena, Tayabas, now Quezon. Marquez Benitez authored the first Filipino modern English language short story, Dead Stars, published in the Philippines Herald in 1925. These are the literary pieces of Paz Marquez Benitez.
Jose Y. Dalisay Jr., born on January 15, 1954, living in Romblon, Philippines. He is a Filipino writer, professional editor, and had won numerous awards and prizes for fiction, poetry, drama, non-fiction, and screenwriting, including the 16 Palangka Awards, and made it to the Cultural Center of the Philippines Centennial Honor List as one of the 100 most accomplished Filipino artists of the past century. Paz La Torrena, born on January 17, 1908, and passed away at October 19, 1953. She is a first generation of Filipino English writer in both literacy, writing, and education, and was a poet, editor, author, and a teacher.